Tune into Nice Radio every Saturday at 7:30 a.m. for A View from the Outside, hosted by Brereton Horne. A View from the Outside takes a look at key issues affecting St Vincent and the Grenadines and gives a global perspective on how these issues are viewed. Host Brereton Horne will examine a variety of topics to enlighten, stimulate debate, and explore solutions. Hear the facts, hear the real-life stories, hear A View from the Outside. Join Brereton Horne at 7:30 a.m. every Saturday on Nice Radio for A View from the Outside.
This society needs a spectacle. It might help us to see some evil. This society needs a spectacle.
On A View from the Outside this week. This week being the 22nd of October 2022, with St Vincent and the Grenadines preparing to celebrate its 43rd year of independence on the 27th of October 2022. We invite each Vincentian, particularly those living at home in St Vincent and the Grenadines, to ask yourself the question, what does independence mean to me? The Oxford Dictionary defines independence as not depending on another for livelihood or subsistence, and capable of thinking or acting for oneself. It is in the context of that definition that we, here on A View from the Outside, invite you to ask yourself and find answers to the question, what does independence mean to me? In answering the question, you may find it useful to look around you. Look at your community. Look at your surroundings. Look at the environment. Look at your neighbors. Look at your family members and other relatives. And look at your friends. When you look around you and you see young people, or older people for that matter, changing their skin tone by bleaching to try to look lighter in color, do you see that as being independent? Is that what independence mean to you? When you see such a thing happening, do you remain silent and afraid to join the conversation in fear of the wrath of others? If you do that, is that being independent? Is that what independence mean to you? When you look around you with the realization that the year is 2022 and you see your fellow Vincentians who live over the river, including school children and perhaps including you yourself, who cannot get home whenever it rains and the rivers are in flood, do you see that as being independent? Is that what independence mean to you? When you see your fellow citizens, including students, having to be transported in the bucket of an excavator to get across the river, do you see that as being independent? Is that what independence mean to you? When you look around you and you see all the teachers and the other public servants who were callously fired from their jobs for having exercised their constitutional and other rights to protect their bodies and not subjected themselves to the regime's draconian COVID-19 vaccine mandate. Do you see that as being independent? Is that what independence mean to you? When you see the sacked teachers and others languishing on the unemployment line, unable to sustain themselves and their families, do you see independence? Is that what independence mean to you? When you see the blatant refusal to reinstate the teachers and other workers, do you see independence? Do you feel independent? Is that what independence mean to you? Teachers and all of the other sacked workers. What does independence mean to you? Are you independent when your livelihood has been taken away from you? When you look around you and you see the extreme poverty up and down the country, is that what independence mean to you? Is that typifying independence? When you see the increase in the number of people who cannot afford to send their children to school, is that what independence mean to you? When you see people languishing because of the poor state of healthcare in the country, is that what independence mean to you? When you see that only those in the echelons of the regime fly out at will to get medical treatment overseas, and you yourself, ordinary people, have no choice but to accept what's there, do you see independence? Is that what independence mean to you? When you see the blatant attempts to hoodwink you, to make you believe that St Vincent and the Grenadines has the best healthcare in the region, if not the world, do you feel independent? Is that what independence mean to you? When you look around you, do you feel independent when you see that your own people have become despondent, afraid, and apathetic? Is that what independence mean to you? When you hear how Vincentian pensioners are suffering and having to wait interminably to receive their pensions, do you feel independent? Is that what independence mean to you? Do you feel independent when you know that you have a regime which unwittingly dips into the pension fund and puts the future and lives of pensioners and the economic survival of the country at risk? Do you feel independent knowing that? Is that what independence mean to you? When you look around you and you see the dramatic increase in violent crimes, including murder, and you are aware that the majority of murders go unsolved in the country, do you feel independent? Is that what independence mean to you? When you see injustice happening up and down the country, do you feel independent? Is that what independence mean to you? When you reflect and you remember Yogi Farrell and the other abused women in St Vincent and the Grenadines, do you see independence? Is that what independence mean to you? When you see what happened to Cornelius John, shot in his own yard by people who trespassed on his private property, do you see independence? Do you feel independent? Is that what independence mean to you? When you see the blatant victimization inflicted on those who are perceived not to be supporters of the regime, do you feel independent? Is that what independence mean to you? Ponder on those, Vincentians. So, on the 27th of October 2022, as we all mark the 43rd anniversary of independence, we, here on A View from the Outside, urge all Vincentians to reflect, ponder on the circumstances around you, and answer the questions truthfully. Am I truly independent? Is St. Vincent and the Grenadines truly independent? And ultimately, ask yourself, what does independence mean to me? Until next week, this is Brereton Horne with A View from the Outside, with a reminder to send your feedback as usual to aviewfromtheoutside@hotmail.com.